Welcome to this Won Dharma Retreat Center. It is really grateful to see you all here, and I'm humbled and honored that you accepted my invitation to join in this third International Interfaith Retreat. The purpose of this retreat is to recognize our co-workers and make friends with other faith leaders, like symbol here. We always put in our altar as a symbolism of peace and harmony with other faith, other cultural people, and anybody in the world who even look different than us. And this retreat is to celebrate UN UN World Interfaith Harmony Week, and to improve our international, intercultural, and interreligious dialogue and cooperation in order to advance the well-being of humanity. It is based on my vision as I was appointed in chairperson of Won Buddhism of North America and South America. And simply put it, when I look at the whole my life, what will be the theme of my life from now on, I choose a theme as changing humanity one breath at a time, through meditation and mindfulness, and through spirituality, through humanitarian work in the world, through addressing ethical, moral, and spiritual values in the work of the United Nations, through interfaith and international movement, and through women's movement too. It's very important. So grateful that we have 3 women here, but you will not see many women at all tomorrow. I had a very difficult time to find women religious leaders in each tradition. And through universal ethics. So this is, in a sense, that advancing well-being of humanity through advocating moral politics. I organized with the grant of Korean government when Seoul held G20. So I organized G20 and International Conference on Moral Politics. Look at all the agenda from ethical perspective, women's perspective, and also organized at that time dialogue among civilization, cultures, and religions, as well as second Interfaith International Conference. The Interfaith Conference, Interfaith Retreat is, especially in this place, I'm here only 2.5 months. And why I really put all my energy to organize this Interfaith Retreat is that grounded my life work as a Won Buddhist minister, also as a co-president of Religion for Peace International, and had the privilege to work with the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th Secretary General of the United Nations. And in addition, I had a fortunate opportunity to serve in many UN committees over the past 20 years. In this Won Dharma Retreat Center is a meditation and mindfulness center to calm our mind. So when you come here, you have to calm your mind with the nature, watching sunset, and watching trees, singing, birds singing, and watching stars when you return to your room after this session, and moon, and tomorrow morning sunrise again. So all this nature setting, as well as all our program, really helping us to calm our mind, to let go of all anxieties, worries, and tensions. When you come here, this is the place to relax and let go, and restore ourselves with a moment-to-moment awareness to live here and now in the moment. It took about 16 years to finish this Won Dharma Center. It began in 1995 when I was serving as president of Committee of Religious NGOs at the United Nations. I organized interfaith celebration to mark the 50th anniversary of the United Nations. And at that year, we had a dedication ceremony of Won Buddhism United Nations office on 57th Street. At that time, our head Dharma master, executive director, all leaders, most influential leaders at that time, and decision makers, as well as Supreme Council members, attended these two events at the UN and our dedication ceremony. And luckily, I got a very nice message from Secretary General Boutros Ghali at that time of the United Nations, and Ambassador Juan Somavia from Chile, who was at that time, 1995, served as chair of United Nations World Summit on Social Development, was there in front of an altar in Ironsang, and he asked me that please hold a spiritual vision and light for the United Nations. And he asked me personally in that setting that continue hold ethical dialogue among high decision makers of the United Nations for their personal and professional life, away from UN premises. The United Nations, it's very hard to have open-minded discussion and honest discussion about the ethical and moral and spiritual perspective. So watching all of this happening, and our leadership asked me, how can you continue this momentum? So I asked three things. We need a retreat center to nourish human spirit. It happened here. And I said, the second, we need an educational center, school or university to train our future leaders. And third, I said, the publishing house to share our teaching and practice with the rest of the world, to move this international movement of interfaith work as well as a mindfulness and meditation movement. So they asked me to look for the land. So right at the spot, I was asked to look for the land. And in the beginning, in 1995, I didn't know where to go. So I visited the Secretary General's Office of Earth Summit, Maurice Strong, and a meeting with his wife, Hannah Strong, and I discussed about this possibility. In terms of Earth, you know well, and where is the best place to have a spiritual retreat center? And Hannah handed me a very nice map with the center of spiritual energy, and a genealogist, I'm always confused with genealogy and geologist. So one geologist went around the United States and tested the earth vibration and marked in the map. And of course, Manhattan, Sedona, big cities, they have a very big energy, 5 circles. And somehow, in this area, he put the 6 circles and indicating that this is just spiritual energy coming from this area that really for the future humanity. So when I got that explanation and the map, I knew we would go here. But, human society, people have all different kind of ideas, so we had a lot of challenges and difficulties, so it took 16 years to get here. And inwardly and externally, we experienced a great deal of challenges and hardships. But we are here now with this beautiful retreat center, with a beautiful nature. Finally, this Won Dharma Retreat Center is an eco-community. Before we built this one, I served as Interfaith Advisory Council for the UNEP, United Nations Environmental Program. And during this construction, I was invited to address ethical and religious perspective on climate change. So I attended the Climate Change Summit in Copenhagen and learned all the best technology available about the sustainable living and sustainable building. So we have this one is, at that time, everything was electricity and proper gas and so forth. So because of this conference, I got all the idea coming back, and again, big struggle, big fighting with architects, builders, all those problems. And we have to change mechanical engineers. It took my health, toll on my health. But I'm so glad that I did it, pushed it to the edge, and we changed all the system. So we have a geothermal for the heating and air conditioning. We have a solar thermal for domestic hot water. So wherever you take a shower, it's coming from this solar thermal. And we have a biomass for the rest of the radiant heating. And all the lighting system is all designed to have a natural light. So we don't need the electricity much during that at all. And while we are constructing it, all the material here is from local. And the gravel and sand from this earth, underneath of the earth. So this is the vision I had through this, my involvement with the UNEP and climate change conference, that I'm so happy to share with you that it is possible to really conscious about our environment and climate change and find ways to live within the limitation of our nature and build a sustainable future together. And this Won Dharma Retreat Center will serve as a spiritual center for international movement of interfaith understanding and cooperation in order to build a peaceful human future with a spiritual civilization, counteracting with a material civilization which is rampant in our world and making people more greedy, more angry, more hatred, more deluded with this idea of more will be happier. But no way. There are so many wealthy guys not happy at all at this time. And after yesterday's meeting and event at the United Nations, somehow UN now taking religion and faith is very seriously. We had 3 events yesterday at the UN. In General Assembly held 10 to 1 o'clock, 3 hours, Interfaith Harmony Week celebration. And afternoon we had a dialogue among civilization took place, and another event of the DPI, Department of Public Information of the United Nations, hosted faith and UN values. So this is something happening with the UN, and after that, all over there busy, my panelists here, with the TK yesterday, and Dr. Abadi was there too, and many other Christiana was there too. After that, all one day, whole full day meeting at the UN, we had a chance to meet the ambassador of South Korea, Ambassador Kim, who is now served as the president of a Security Council with the Korean delegations. And he made a commitment to host next year UN World Interfaith event at the United Nations, and ask us to organize that. So I want to invite all of you to the UN and here again for the 4th International Interfaith Retreat to really find common ground to work together and to make friends like this symbol here, and find really to work together to build a better society for all. Thank you.